Oh my God, don't watch me. I have a bunch of books on the floor and I almost tripped on them because I'm trying to get them out of the way so they're not in the shot. So I've gone through a bunch of books to kind of put together this video, and there's a hot mess down here, around here. It's like a landmine of books. Hello, it's Belinda from Belinda's Book Nook. Forgot to say that because I was trying to get across here safely without falling because no editing here. I came up with the idea of this video because two things. One is each year I participate in what's called March Mystery Madness, and I've been doing it for a couple of years. I don't know how many years it's been going, but it was started, I believe, by Elizabeth from Lizziefaylovesbooks. And I love mysteries, so I was like, oh, I'm on board, you know. Anything to kind of encourage me to read the stuff that I have. And most of the time I own a lot of books that I haven't read, so it's wonderful. But I came up with the idea of this, and I will put her information below in the notes section, as well as this next person. And his name is Troi Towel. The reason I mentioned him is I was thinking about all the books. I was going through all the books that I was going to talk about, and I know that I only have a limited amount of time that I can capture everybody's attention. And I realized that I had a good section and a chunk of books of female African-American mystery writers. And so I said, maybe I'll separate it and just do that as one video, and the other video, all of the remainder books that I have. And so that's what I'm going to do. But I know that he's done some really fantastic videos if you check him out. And he talks about different, like right now, I think he did some videos on some cozy mysteries written by African-American women, which I didn't even know. You know, I just didn't even know. So I'm really excited about this because I love, those are palate cleansers for me. I like to read those too, especially between heavy books. So what I did when I pulled these books off of the various shelves in my house is I found some old books. So I'm going to read to you a little bit of the blurbs on some of these because, shamefully so, these books are over 20, some of them 20 years ago that I read. So my memory, I can't remember last week. What did I eat 2 days ago? So I may have to cheat and read a little bit on some of these. But before I get started on those, one of the authors that I researched and found last year that was an African-American mystery writer was Nora DeLoach. And so you might have seen this when this called Mama Solves a Murder, last year's video. I read it and really liked it. It's a mother and daughter mystery series. The mother is very much, she's like a Columbo in that she can look at a scene and see so many more things than the average person does and put together the pieces to solve a case. And her daughter just doesn't want her mother to get killed, so she always kind of goes along and helps her. So I read that last year. So because I like to keep with that, and when they have series I want to continue on, I have another one called Mama Traps a Killer, and I think I showed it there then. I didn't read that last year. So this year I'm going to try to read this one for March Mystery Madness. So there's those two, and those are old. I'm going to put them on the floor with the rest of the piles of books. Okay, so let me put this at the bottom because this one is really embarrassing. I can't remember it at all. This next book is written by, it's called A Darker Shade of Crimson. So that's one African-American, I should keep it over here so I can see. One African-American author, female author of a mystery series. Number two would be Pamela Thomas-Graham, and it's A Darker Shade of Crimson. I got this actually at a job that I was working at as it was a completed arc to read, an advanced copy, but it wasn't, you know, this was the final version that was coming out to read, and I was so excited to read it because I try to find anything that has, you know, the African-American authors were writing. So this is a picture of her that came with the book. She has kind of a great bio. She graduated with magna cum laude with economics degree from Harvard Radcliffe College. She went on to Harvard Business School and Harvard Law School. And then at the age of 32, she became one of the most influential women in American business when she was named the first Black woman partner at McKinsey & Company, the world's largest management consulting firm. And then it goes on, and she's continued at it. And then she decides she wants to write a mystery novel. Who would have thunk it? She'd have enough time, right? She wrote 2, I believe, and that was it. And this was written in 1998, I think this was. 1998. I know. Some people watching may not have been born yet. Yes, I was already all along the ways there. So this one is great. It's I enjoyed it at the time when I read it, because it was kind of a college, set in a school setting. And it has, I'm trying to see what the name of the character is. I think it was a professor there, Nikki. Her name is Nikki Chase. She's an economics professor. And of course, as with most mysteries, somebody gets murdered and she ends up kind of falling into trying to find out who it is. But it does give you a good, let me see. Yeah, it does give you a little glimpse into, the college life and what it's like there in this Ivy League school. Great book. I wonder how I'd like it now. I'm not a rereader, but I wonder how I would like it now that I'm older. But that is somebody that, has written the books and they were good. So that's one. That's our second person. And her second book that I read was called Blue Blood. And that's another an Ivy League mystery. And this one is, again, it is the same professor, Nikki Chase, but this one is set in Yale. And it says when the body of a blonde, blue-eyed Amanda Fox, a controversial Yale Law School professor, is discovered on a deserted street in Blackburn City, New Haven, with multiple stab wounds and a missing left hand, 30-year-old economics professor Nikki Chase rushes to the campus to comfort the dead woman's husband, her old friend and mentor Gary Fox. But when she becomes a suspect in the murder, Nikki finds herself turning detective again. So another good one by her, and that is Blue Blood. The next one I can't remember, and I realized because I peeked before I got on camera, and I think this one is in 1978. Yeah. No, this one is not. Oh, that's that one. This one is 1999. This one is Inner City Blues by Paula L. Woods, a Charlotte Justice mystery. And this one, meet Detective Charlotte Justice, a black woman in the very white, very male, and sometimes very hostile Los Angeles Police Department. The time is 48 hours into the epical LA riots, and she and her fellow officers are exhausted. She saves the curfew-breaking black doctor Lance Mitchell from a potentially lethal beating from some white officers, only to discover nearby the body of one-time radical Circus Lewis, a thug who years before had murdered her husband and daughter. Was it a random shooting, or was Mitchell responsible, and what has brought Lewis back to the city he'd long since fled? I can't remember this one. I know I liked it. And so, this may be a first reread, because I just can't remember it at all. I do remember those two. So, this is a possibility. And she did write some more books. So, I think so. No, I don't have any other books. I'll have to look to see if she's written any since then. So that's Inner City Blues. That's our third author. I'm going fast because I feel like the time's going by and I'm going to be mad. All right, and then our 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the next author that we have is Valerie Wilson Wesley. I can't remember this one because I told you, I spoiled it for you. It was 1975 that this was written. Okay, so it's a popular, well-respected. It is called, Easier to Kill by Valerie Wilson Wesley. And it says, popular, well-respected radio talk show host Manny Magic seems to have it all, and then some. Born Starmanda Jackson and raised in the projects of Newark, Magic has literally talked her way out of poverty. But she's stalked by a past that won't let her go. And it goes on, and she ends up working with another person to solve a crime. So this one sounded really good, and I think this one she's the one I looked, and she's written other books, so I got a good backlist like him. Some of her other books are Where Evil Sleeps, When Death Comes Stealing, Devil's Gonna Get Him, and No Hiding Place. So that's 4 other books I can read in addition to this one, because this one I don't remember at all. It could have been one that I just didn't read, so I don't remember that at all. So there's those. Those are the back ones. Now, this one, these two, I've got 2 more authors, and basically what I did was I had the original book here. This one is by Eleanor Taylor Bland, and it's called Dead Time. And it's a first Marty McAllister mystery. And this one, she is an African-American female cop, I believe. And it's set in Chicago. Black, widowed, and mother of two, police detective Marty McAllister has relocated from Chicago to Lincoln Prairie, Illinois, only to be confronted with a small-town attitude and a partner who's not sure women belong in homicide. And then it goes on, da-da-da-da-da. So her and her partner kind of go through to solve some cases. So there's this one, which is the first. Then what it is, I wanted to collect this series. I like them in this. I like this one in paperback. So what I've done is I've gone online to find some more, and I'm going to try to see if I can continue to collect the whole series. This is another one. I'm not sure where it falls in the line of them. It's called Keep Still, another one by her. And that's not too bad condition. And Dead Time was written back in 1992. All right, so these are a little bit older books. This one is Tell No Tales by Eleanor Taylor Bland as well again. There's a picture of her too in the back, so you can see her. This last one, come on, man. If I buy a used book, if the cover's ripped and if a piece of it's missing, you shouldn't sell it. Look at that. Look at the chunker out of the side of that. Come on, man. I caved and got it anyway. Well, I shouldn't say. I didn't know there was going to be that. They said that there was a little bit of, I forgot the wording they said, but they didn't say there was a piece missing. They did not. This is called Scream in Silence, another one. So this one, I'm definitely going to try to read. Now, this one is not the same size, but I caved because I really wanted to be able to keep with the series, and I couldn't seem to find this one in the smaller. But this one is called Whispers in the Dark. So there's like 4 books here. I've read, 5 books. I've read this one, so I can continue on. The last one I haven't read yet. I bought her last year, and I did not read her yet. And I think this is the one I showed in my video. It's called What the Fly Saw, and it's by Frankie Y. Bailey. And this one is, it's the second book in the series. So this one is the morning after a blizzard that shut down the city. Funeral director Kevin Novak is found dead in the basement of his funeral home. The arrow sticking out of his chest came from his own hunting bow. Stopping right there. And the person it's Detective Hannah McCabe and her partner Mike Baxter are the characters that go through the series that are going to solve the case. But she's the lead on it. So this one is great. This is 2. I read them out of order. The first one is The Red Queen Dies, a mystery by Frankie Y. Bailey. Isn't that a great cover? And if you look at it, you'll kind of see maybe what's influencing the story. This one is funny. It was written in, I think, 2013, and it says, the year is 2019, so I have to read this year because it's 2019. And a drug used to treat soldiers for post-traumatic stress disorder named Lullaby has hit the streets. Swallowing a little pill erases traumatic memories, but what happens to a criminal trial when the star witness takes a pill and can't remember the crime? When 2 women are murdered in quick succession, biracial police detective Hannah McCabe is charged with solving the case. And then it goes on and on, so that's the first one, and then this is the second one in it. So these 2 are by the same author as well. And do we have a picture of our author? Yep, a really nice one too. So there's a picture of her. Can you see it? I don't know. Might be visible. My camera might probably blur when I bring it too close to you all. So there are the 6, I think it's 6 different authors that we have here, African-American authors that are possible options that you could read for March Mystery Madness or just read at any time. I'm kind of excited because I'm creating quite a collection now of Black mystery writers, so I'm excited. Anyway, happy reading. And this is part 1 of 2 videos. I'm going to do the next one in a few minutes, so I'm not changing. You're going to see the same shirt. You're going to see the same setup, different books. So don't go complaining. I will see you guys later. Happy reading. Bye.